All right, we should be live. So, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. And we are going to giveaway in about a half hour. So, the entry time for the giveaway is already closed, but in about 30 minutes, we'll be giving away this river. So, I'm very excited about that. And in the meantime, we're just going to hang out for a while, chat, catch up before we do the disc giveaway. All right, let me let's see. I always have to make sure that I am muted and I'm properly my stream so that when I have issues, I can enjoy them too, as well as all of you. All right, looks like everything is good. And we've gotten started. All right, looks like Dujit is looking forward to not winning the river. That sounds about right. Hey, it looks like the video is correct for once. What do you know? Yeah, it actually looks like the stream is in good health. It's If you watched the last couple of weeks, there have been some issues with the stream quality. Just kind of unfortunate. Yeah, just quality issues. It's been unfortunate. I've blamed YouTube and I'm fully maintaining that it's their fault, but it's working this week, so that's nice. All right. Yep. Dude says looking forward to not winning it. Doc says you have a good chance of winning. How many fans can Brad have? That's the thing. Dujit doesn't want to win this. He wants to win a different disc, a better disc, in his opinion, than the River, but feels like he's going to win it and not the disc that he wants. He'll win, and then he won't win a disc that he does want. Dujit, for your own sake, I hope you don't win. Gonna head out for your stream round. Heck yeah, Dujit, get another 7 or 8 down with an ace. Let's see. Go Cav. Just got done playing around at disc golf. Life is good. Heck yeah. I just got around in myself a couple hours ago, but I played this afternoon. And Doc, you'll be happy to hear I tested out the shoe box that you sent me. I tested out the shoes, threw them all out at Scrapyard. Yep. Let's see. Dude just says, as in a round of disc golf while the stream is on like every week. I knew what you meant. I don't know why Doc's not paying attention, but that's like normal. GoCav says, would love to have the disc giveaway disc. Putting game needs a lot of work, I discovered today. I mean, fair is fair. I have had some inconsistency on the putting green myself lately. Some days are great, and then other days it's like, I don't know how to get this disc out of my hand. It's stuck to my hand. I'm just pulling it to the right. I'm hitting the cage over and over again. It's so frustrating. It just happens like that. Just happens. Doc says, do you have a basket at home? That is where it's at. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, that's fair. Gotta stop being lazy. I mean, fair enough. There's been a heat wave, so there you go. Doc says, wow, the video is amazing. Hey, all right. The video is working great. I'm happy about that. Really hot, but it keeps you loose. Yeah. It gets pretty warm, that's for sure. It was pretty warm this afternoon. I was let's just say that it's time for me to get a haircut, and I really feel it when I'm playing disc golf in the afternoon and I'm just like sweating underneath my layers of hair, and it gets a little bit old for sure. It's too bad for you to try out the Taco and Echo. Hey, that's understandable. Despite it being too hot, I went out and I tested out all the shoes that you sent me, so gotcha, I guess. I finally got out there to actually throw the shoes. Edwin says hi. Thanks for hopping in and joining us, Edwin. Appreciate you being here. Ooh, GoCab Coach. That's a solid choice. I have a few friends and family members that have either used the Roach or have been putting with the Roach, and it seems to work out well for them. It's a good choice. Haven't tried very many putters. I mean, that's fair. In my time, I've personally tried a lot of different putters, but I also get how like you get that putter you like and you just don't change. My first putter that I really started putting with was because it was blue. And it was a Warden, and I've never stopped putting with Wardens ever since then. And they work great for me. But it is kind of a weird thing to like try out different putters when you're used to something and it works really well. So that's definitely fair. Edwin says hi all on this channel. Oh yeah, Doc. Always suggesting discount discs, trying 4 or 5 different types. Overstable, understable, bead, no bead. Could be the way to go. Just getting a little bit of experience with the differences can be a good thing. And trying up different putting styles too. I try to practice maybe 80% or 90% my normal putting style, but I try to sprinkle in some spin putting because I almost never spin putt. And well, it's kind of helped me. I used to only putt with my kind of push putt style, but I started implementing some straddle putt just to practice it. And over time, the straddle putt has become my elevated putt stance. And of course, in Charlotte, with so many trees everywhere, it's also been very helpful for getting up to the green, but having something obstructing my putt. Now I'm just more comfortable, more familiar with the straddle putt. So even just testing out for just a portion of the putting practice, a different putting style, a different grip, a different amount of spin, a different aim point, maybe can make a difference and maybe level up your putting game a little bit. But I totally feel you on the confidence because sometimes the confidence on the putting green is just gone. Hey, Jacob Stoner hopping in. Just played both North Cove courses and now I'm probably going to Renski. Enjoy your streams and videos, Brad. Thanks for hopping on for a minute. Stoner, appreciate it. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Except I did beat Stoner in my tournament yesterday, so at least I did that. But heck yeah, get some time in at Renski. Go destroy that poor little course. Uh, Stoner. So I played in a league event on Wednesday, and the league event was one disc only. You and a doubles partner each just have a disc, and you throw it, you putt with it, one disc only. So my doubles partner has a Firebird, and I pick the Echo, of course. And we end up taking second place, 13 down. Felt really good about it. And then I checked the scores, and who is 16 down through 16? Of course, it's Jacob Stoner and his partners, Zach, are 16 down through 16. They finish out 18 down through 18. They didn't miss a hole. And they were all par threes. So they didn't miss a single shot between the two of them. That's wild. That's wild. Shout out Zach. I think he picked the Echo as well for his one disc only. I don't know what Stoner picked though. Unaware. Stick with the roach and Google some putter games. Yeah. I mean, if you want to work on the confidence, I have a putting tips video where I talk mostly about mentality. I don't really go through different grips and stances so much. I kind of briefly touch on it, but I really go through putting mentality and some tricks and tips that have helped me develop more confidence and consistency in my putting game. And I probably need to watch it myself because some of my recent putters were not good. Recent putts, I should say. Some of my recent putts were not good. Do you have a problem with fingers catching in the rim when you putt? For me, I don't because I don't spin putt, I push putt. So when I kind of push the disc up, oh, I didn't bring my bag up. So when I kind of push the disc out of my hand, it's kind of like popping up and out and over my fingers. If you are spin putting, I do recommend trying to keep the index finger not hooked, but kind of like a little bit below the edge so that it kind of more easily kind of leaves your hand if your finger's like really underneath it. Or sorry, I'm saying the wrong thing. To get your finger not blocking, but rather underneath the rim. I was phrasing it, I was totally saying it wrong. For spin putting, you want that underneath the rim so that it leaves your hand clean. For push putting, I have that a little more on the side because when my putter comes up, it pops up and out of my hand. Yeah, that was a bad way to describe it, but yeah, hook that finger under to kind of get it out of the way. Otherwise, if other fingers are catching on the putt, I don't know. Maybe kind of hold less on the rim and kind of try to keep your fingers toward the center of the disc. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Hard to say. Oh, Stoner was playing with the Stall, the Castoplast version of the Firebird, and apparently putting really well with it. Do you try putting a few times from the same location? Do that as well. That's a good question, Doc. Would have gone Dragon as the one disc. Yeah, I mean, depending. It is a somewhat short course. Everything's reachable from the tee. So, yeah, maybe the Dragon is the disc for you. Definitely not for me. The second putter always goes in. Yeah. Dude just says, I think we know what I'd pick as my one disc. Yes, of course, Dugit would obviously pick the Soul. Try to premium putter. Ooh, that's a tough one. Uh, Doc says Dugit also the Dragon. And Dugit says, no, the Proxy. Maybe the Invader. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the premium. So premium plastic. Yeah, that's a tough one because there's something nice about premium, but they also bounce off the chains too much. So I honestly don't recommend a premium plastic for a putter. I recommend base plastic. Some people do better with the premium. I don't know. Not for me. But that is referencing the plastic. So for instance, uh where'd it go? Oh, I gave it away. What's wrong with me? All right, this will work. So this is a Meridian Tundra. This is a premium plastic. It's a higher quality plastic, kind of like a Champion plastic style, versus the base plastic, uh, prime plastic of the Warden. So you can really tell the difference. And honestly, I've probably hit trees just as hard with the also a nice almost clear disc. Yep, yep. I've hit trees harder with this, and it has not really taken damage and dents. This has been like jump putting and C1 putting only, and it's got like bumps and nicks in it because it's just a lower quality plastic. But for me, the lower quality plastic feels better in the hand, leaves the hand better, works better when it's kind of rainy out, hits the chains better, stays in the basket better than the premium plastic. My opinion. My opinion. Do, 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 do. Brad has tried the shoes. I figure it'll be the only disc in his bag besides maybe a Warden. I enjoyed my time with the shoes today, but also they don't go left with a backhand. They don't fade. That doesn't happen. It's not a thing. They keep going right. There's only so many shot shapes the shoe can manage. Even with hyzer, it just flips up and keeps turning. It's crazy. Crazy. A. Michael says, what is your tip for distance? Do discs matter, or is it the spin and power with the angle? I'm right on that 400-foot backhand forehand, but don't get anything past. For me, it was partly disc. The moment that I picked up and threw the Wild Honey, I immediately broke my own personal distance record with my first throw with the disc. It was just out of my hand. It was just amazing. So sometimes I would say, yeah, it could be disc choice. Like if you're ripping destroyers and you're just not getting the full flight and you pick up and throw a shrike, depending on the plastic, it just might go further. But of course, a big part of it's going to be spin right angle, yes, grip, that's all, those are all big factors of throwing a disc well. I would say one of the hardest things to analyze is timing. When you're reaching back, when you're planting your foot, when you're pulling the disc through, swinging your arm through, and letting go of the disc. That split second timing can make such a huge difference. Um, Honestly, what helps me is just getting in the field work, getting the throws in. But I focus more on consistency and accuracy than just throwing far. So I myself, I can throw over 400 feet, but not necessarily every time that I say I'm going to throw this 425 feet. It doesn't necessarily just happen every time. So I have the ability, but I don't have that like consistent 430, 440. It's like every once in a while I get it right, and then it goes, my max distance. So yeah, it's kind of hard. I find that it's a lot easier to practice hitting your aim point, being consistent, being accurate, figuring out exactly what your disc does for you. All of that you can kind of science out for yourself, but adding distance is changing something. It's finding that moment of hesitation or that moment of slowdown in your swing. So I would say film yourself and try to compare yourself to pros like Gannon, um, Paul Macbeth, Ricky, people that get easy distance. Kind of look at their form and try to emulate it a little bit and see if it works. Yeah, it's kind of a tough thing because it's not the same for everybody. Let's see. Sometimes premium feels easier, have rough hand. Orbit Wardens. Wow, they damage easy and noticeable. Yeah. Yeah. Weston says, what is your favorite disc? Favorite disc, probably the Echo. Probably the Echo. Sometimes it's the Brave. Um, nope, that's not an Echo. Where's my... Oh, wait. I usually have an Echo that I can grab, but I recently reorganized a little bit. Um, nope. I know what's going on. No, I don't know what's going on. Where are my Echoes? That's a hex. I should have an Echo right here. It must be in my car or something. All right, that's driving me crazy. Where's my Echo? I'm like looking all over the place, but it's not appearing in front of my eyes. Oh well. I'm never going to be able to forget that. Um, oh, I have one. It's signed. Okay, here's an Echo. Golly. Where's my green neutron Echo? Where did I leave it? So yeah, anyway. Echo. So I did misspeak. It's not in my car. It's in the garage right now. I took it out of the car. Same thing, but it's not in the car. It's in the garage. So yeah, Echo. It's a 5-speed, a gently understable mid-range, and it just seems to have that perfect amount of control for me. I want it to go dead straight. That if I want it to drift a little bit, I've got that. And if I want to just kind of throw it and hook up at the end, the Echo's got me covered, especially between the different plastics, the cosmic neutron, the glow, the neutron. They fly a little bit differently. This one is signed by Ezra Robinson because it was the only disc I had. Hey, Erwin's here. Norris Chuck, how are you doing? I'm doing great. We're about to have the disc giveaway in about 10-12 minutes. We're going to run the giveaway for the river coming up soon. But yeah, hit the course today, played pretty okay. Doc says, is the giveaway at 7? Yes, Zach, it is at 7, so 12 minutes. Doc says, Brad, but for a shoe around $13 for a premium disc, 6 for base, can we admit for a noob, not a bad deal? Absolutely. I would say part of the benefit of the shoe is the ability for newer players to handle the disc well, to get decent distance from it. And so I would put it in the same category as like the streamline shift for drivers is so flippy that a new player can probably actually throw it really well. And then somebody at my level could still use it for big flipped up turnovers or maybe rollers, but it's a little too flippy. The shoe's not that flippy, but for me, there's only turnovers and big like drifting shots. So it's useful for certain shot shapes, but not for every shot shape. But for a new player, they might get a little bit of drift out of it. They also might throw it and have it go just dead straight. So yeah, absolutely. I would say that the shoe is potentially a fantastic beginner disc. Yeah. Especially between the two premium plastics, which I found a difference between the Phoenix plastic and the Dragon plastic. The Dragon was more flippy and the Phoenix was a little more stable. Yeah. So I just forehand, backhand is just a headache. Yeah, that's why I backhand. Forehand's just a headache. I mean, it's just like, it just depends on you. It's so personal. Like if you find the forehand better, than forehand. If it's giving you the advantage, if it's more consistent, it's backhand, it's more consistent, it's more accurate, and it's where I get my distance. I will never get a forehand over 440. It's just not going to happen. But for the backhand, I can make it happen. It's actually physically possible. Brent says running a call, no breaks in HVAC. Wow, on Sunday, dude, that's insane. Probably literally saving lives, Brent. Probably literally saving lives. Going around fixing people's AC during a heat wave. Not bad, not bad. Doc says, like my shoe for a left-hand backhand, nice straight shot. There you go. Got to yell first and then can't find the echo. Sorry, I'll see myself out. All right. Too hot to leave discs in the car. Yes, it is. All right, Dugit is at the course. Score predictions, anyone? I'm predicting 8. I think 8 down through 9. So hot you're afraid plastic's gonna melt? Yeah, it's brutal out there. I actually won a disc. Well, let me put it this way. I bet a disc with a friend, Drew. Shout out Drew for always betting a disc, no matter what the circumstance. And I won not once, but twice. So I got a Color Glow Champion J Metal Flake. Very, very nice. And I believe 2014, yeah. 2014 Charlotte Amateur Championship G-Star T-Bird. I'm very excited to give that a try. And I won those from my buddy because I destroyed him. Anyway, he also offered me a Monarch, and that thing was like plastic was being left on my hands. Like, it was very disturbing. Like, I touched it and I was like, oh, this is disgusting. This is just melting in my hand. Yeah, so that was both a brag and a story at the same time. Owen, so I posted a video last week. It was up from, I think, Monday evening to Saturday, where the giveaway was enterable, but that window closed. Unfortunately, I have to have some time to transfer everyone's names from the kind of giveaway video comment section into the wheel, the giveaway wheel. So that ended at midnight last night. But for any upcoming giveaway, make sure that you keep your eyes peeled for a giveaway video on my channel, or me to mention an upcoming giveaway in a live stream, so that you can make sure you watch that video and leave a comment on the giveaway video. So be aware of that. Hopefully next time you see the video when I post it. Yeah. Crowded course, you see 8 people, you know, Dugit. Score predictions, 3 under. 3 under? Wow, that's almost an insult. I'm sorry, Dugit. I can't believe Doc said 3 under. Doc says, did you try it as a roller? I remember you were working on that roller. I am not really working on rollers much, very occasionally. And I could see it working as a roller. I rolled a couple on accident, not really rollers, but kind of cut roll. So I can see it happening, but I didn't really test it on every shot shape. I didn't throw any forehands. I didn't throw any rollers. Yeah. So, and I didn't putt with it either. Yeah. See why I only have ESPN? What? Barely anyone at the course. Heck yeah, dude, that's the way. Weston says, if you were to get sponsored, who would you want to get sponsored by? Great question. Doc is right. I do have a sponsorship with Chain Reactions, and that's a fantastic sponsorship, but it's very kind of small scale. Nolan runs tournaments, and I get discounted entry and a couple of free shirts and a sweatshirt every year, and it's great. It's awesome, and there's some free like team events you get invited to. Really, really great, but of course it's a very different thing from disc sponsorship or manufacturer sponsorship, something like that. So if I were to have to go with a manufacturer, I'd love to be like Infinite or something and keep an open bag. But otherwise, I'd probably have to go with Latitude. I think Latitude aligns best with my game and would allow me to use several discs I'm already interested and familiar with. I could probably make Discmania work. So yeah, that would kind of be my thing. But really, what I really want is an apparel sponsor so that I can create merchandise and sell for the channel. That's what I want. that's what I need. If we're talking in terms of what would be best for me. Yeah. M. Shan says hi. JRBDG Pro says, I wish the Charger was a 6 glide like the Shrike. That'd be sweet. Yeah, yeah. Shrike is just like, it's so good. It just glides forever, but also kind of flippy. So it's like, it's hard to get the shot exactly right. But I wish the Charger had 6 glide too. GoCav says, I'll probably never hit 400-foot forehand, but consistently 350. And honestly, you know, that's enough. Like, of course you want to get more, you want to add distance, but consistent 350 is basically like enough to compete in any amateur division. Yeah. So that's good. Luke says, hey everyone, thanks for hopping on, Luke, and joining. Brent says 12 down with his prediction, which will be tough to do through 9. So maybe we'll have to convert his 12 down to a 6 down for Dujit. Doc says, oh, a disc sponsor, Brave versus Taco. How would you decide? Oh, the Brave. The Brave wins. Taco is great, but it's pretty easy to replace an overstable mid-range, but the Brave is exact. It's so good. It's hard to find a disc that's that good. Yeah. MVP is dream sponsor for Dujit. Yeah, MVP is good. That's for sure. JR would pick Innova. That's good too. Innova's a great choice. They just have like every disc and have had every disc for 30 years. Jim says, what distance discs do you find goes straightest? Distance disc that goes straightest. Probably the Trail. It's probably the best straight shot control driver, just because it just doesn't deviate too much. Now, there are flippy trails. Mine is a little more domey, a little more stable, but I would say that that's probably the one I found that just like goes the straightest. Minimal fade. Otherwise, you're probably going to want to look for like a 0-2, something like an FD1. I guess it's not a distance driver. It's a driver, but not a distance driver. The Wild Honey goes really straight for me and only fades at the very end. And that's a negative 2-2. So balancing out that stability, that fade and that turn and that fade. Yeah. It's kind of hard because when you get distance drivers, you're either turning or you're fading. You really don't get that much like straight shot. Yeah. It's hard to find that. I would say Trail is probably the fastest disc that I found that actually like holds that straight shot line really well. JR already pretty much just uses Innova. Doc says, hopefully you find someone like Doug Bjorkis who's into making shirts and willing to trade for some discs lessons. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Dude just says, using a king I found last week and it is flippy. Base plastic, but not super beaten. Yeah, I got a queen and it was base plastic and extremely overstable. Like, blew my mind. I was like, what? This should turn a little bit. None. Super, super overstable. Austin says, what do you think about the Stratosphere disc? What's the Stratosphere disc? I know about the Astronaut, Infinite Astronaut, but I don't know about the Stratosphere. Looking it up on Infinite Discs, the place. Oh, this is new, right? This just came out. Let me see. 9-4, -2-1. Okay. I like it for a lot of different reasons without having thrown it, of course. I like a good controlled 9-speed and with low glide, but a little bit of understability. That's a great shot shape for hitting a turnover line without kind of losing control of the disc. So I kind of like that. That one fade kicking in will kind of help that be really consistent, and newer players can probably get more out of it. But I haven't thrown it, so I'm not sure about it. I feel like it's new, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that just came out in the last month or two. Looks like I am wrong. It looks like it's been out for at least a year, so it looks like I'm wrong about that. Nice discs in the back. Thank you. This is 3.5 of players packs, um, disc reviews, and getting did a review of betting discs against friends and them and using merchandise credit and buying a few. Okay, I'm gonna rush through a few comments because I did say giveaway at 7. It is 7:01. Do you think it's the plastic, not the disc for the king? Do you like the end of a wraith? The wraith is fantastic. I don't tend to throw it, but I do like the wraith. Iridescent Fisherman, fantastic name. Pretty fresh to the game, really enjoying Valk and Champion Plastic, wanting one of the new Halos. I lost my favorite Valk and Champion Plastic. It was a very, very sad day. That disc flew so well for me. If I hadn't gotten another Brave, I would have been even more devastated. Halo is great plastic. Valk is sweet for noobs. It's honestly like sometimes flippy, but a lot of Valkyries are overstable for new players. 4 aces and a par. Jaden's content. That being said, you play every day. 5 rounds a week is pretty typical for me. So normally I'm playing like 3 or 4 days, and then I'm playing in a tournament on the weekend. Yeah, so that's pretty common. Last week I played 2 rounds on Wednesday because I did a league event. So you just never know. Austin, middle level player, really changing my drive game. Awesome. That's good to hear about the stratosphere. It sounds about right for being kind of a player 9-4-2-1. Yeah, that sounds about right. If you like it, I suggest also throwing a Brave or a more glidey but slower speed disc. Yeah. Champ Shrike and the Charger go pretty straight. The Racer Katana pretty neutral. If you throw it right, not really straight, I guess. Yep. Justin's here. Thanks, Justin, for hopping on. What is the first disc you threw that you became addicted throwing? Oh, that's a great question. The Soul. The Soul was one of the first discs that I bought, and it's been in my bag since I put it there, and it's never left the bag. Almost every other disc either joined more or left the bag and gone back in, or just kind of kicked out of the bag. Soul has been there from the beginning, so Soul is perfect. All right, guys. We're doing the disc giveaway. So thank you, everyone, for... All right, I need to put my do not disturb because I'm sure you're hearing that buzz coming through here. So I got to get that fixed here real quick. All right, let's see. Do not disturb. Normally not a problem for me. People don't tend to want to talk. No, I'm just kidding. That was a bad joke. Train of thought got derailed. Yes, I'm going to do the disc giveaway. Thank you, everyone, for watching the channel. I mean, did I reach 6,000 subscribers by last week, but I jumped. I have the giveaway coming up, posted a giveaway video, and in the last 7 days, I have gotten another 100 subscribers. So, like today, we're hitting 6,100 subscribers. That's just blowing my mind. That's just crazy that in 1 week we jumped up another 100 subscribers. So, shout out to all of you. Thank you for supporting the channel, watching, leaving comments, asking questions. I absolutely love it. And for joining the live streams too. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and run the giveaway. Need to use balls. All right. Excuse me. Iridescent asking good questions. All right, so this is just a little tricky because I can't actually monitor the stream while I do the giveaway. So I kind of have to hope that you can see everything clearly. So what we're going to do here is I'll just show you that this wheel of names here has everyone's name who left a comment on that video. You can probably see your name, but maybe you can't see it live. I understand. So if you're not able to see it live, make sure that you kind of look through later and double check that your name is there. If it's not here and you left a comment on the video before midnight last night, then let me know so that I can fix that. But let me know in a comment on the giveaway video because in the live stream, I probably won't be able to double check. So anyway, we're going to just do a low-tech little scroll here. Oh, so we've got a bunch of names. Hopefully you guys can see that. We have 60 names that got entered. I put it in alphabetical order, and I'm actually double checking right now that there's no duplicates. And it looks like so far we're good. All right, so that should be everybody. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you were able to see that on there. And I'm using wheelofnames.com, and you can kind of test that website out for yourself. And you can see that there's no to rig anything, like there's no way to fix it so that a certain outcome happens. So whatever happens here is going to be completely random and out of my control. So without further ado, we're going to spin and find out who wins the river. All right, it looks like we have a winner, and it is Todd. Oh my gosh. So it is Todd. This is very funny because Todd left a comment saying, I think he said, "This is my comment. I'll be expecting to win," or something like that. It was very, it was very much a direct, like, expectation of winning the giveaway, and of course, he won the giveaway. Of course, this is like Brent calling it. This is ridiculous. All right, so that is Todd the disc giveaway. That's funny. That's really funny. It's rigged every time, says Justin. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so funny. That is brutal. That's brutal. Uh, Doc, now that we have a giveaway running, what do you say we throw up one of the shoes for a second giveaway disc? What do you say? Bryant forgot to enter. Oh no. Sorry, Bryant. All right, Doc, what do you say we give away a shoe? You do it. Go for it. Okay. So, giveaway number 2, bonus giveaway here. We're going to a shoe. So, I personally threw this disc today, and I honestly can't tell you how this disc exactly flew, but I can tell you that between these 3 discs, they fly a little bit understable. They're not really going to fight back. They're just going to slowly drift to the right the whole time. Maybe at the end they'll flatten out a little bit. They are 4, 5, -1, 2 mid-ranges. They're very gliding. You can actually throw these pretty far. The rim is pretty thin. It's pretty small. So honestly, odd to kind of grab it and throw it, but for some people, it might work really well. So giveaway number, secret bonus giveaway, a shoe. All right, let me pull our wheel of names back up and run giveaway number 2. Same list, but under the results tab, we have Todd. He's been removed from the giveaway. Now we have 59 instead of 60. And boom, we are rolling. I was going to say the die. We're spinning the wheel to see who wins. And the winner of the secret extra giveaway is Brent. Oh my gosh. Of course it's Brent. I promise that these aren't rigged. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh my word. And it froze my laptop. Oh my gosh. No. No, stop, please. Even Wheel of Names know that that's wrong. That Brent won. Oh my word. And now my laptop doesn't work. So congratulations, Todd and Brent. River, congrats. And Brent, you won the shoe. That's hilarious. I don't even know. Brent donated the river. I don't even know why he left a comment on that video. That is so crazy. And now my laptop is crashed. So thanks a lot, Brent. I really appreciate that. I can't read your comments if I can't monitor the stream. Oh, this is being so ridiculous. Okay, here we go. It looks like I can. Like, literally, my laptop is frozen. Like, I can't even use it right now. This is ridiculous. Okay. Firefox not responding. Close the program. We got this, guys. We're problem solving in real time. Love that I'm literally like, I have a YouTube. This is my old laptop. Not even my bad laptop. This is my decent laptop. I have uh, a video running, and I spun a wheel twice and my laptop crashed. So that's really great. Okay, that is so funny. Brad can see us party. You meant to say Brad can't see it. All right, all right, all right. We're back. We're back. I can see the stream and I can read the comments. Oh my gosh, my laptop is so like amping up just running this. This is crazy. All right, I closed a few tabs. Maybe that helps. This laptop is terrible. All right. Bryant forgot to enter. I'll have to text you next time and be like, Bryant, enter the giveaway. Forget. Oh, you follow Todd JR? That's funny, dude. That's yeah, I do as well. Haven't caught up on his videos lately because I've been so busy. I haven't even watched the pros play, but it's been cool. It's been cool. All right, all right, all right. Doc needs more discs. 2 giveaways. Yes, double giveaway. More giveaways to come. More giveaways in the future. All right, all right, all right. Brent doesn't need it. Respin. I'll tell you what, Brent will roll it. It'll be a very, very flippy for him. Very, very flippy. Doc says Brent and gets the disc I love. I'm not crying. Sweaty eyes. Oh my gosh, that's good. Hey, SCG, hopping on and joining us. Speaking of giveaways, SCG just dropped a giveaway video themselves. I believe it's an Innova Destroyer and I think Halo Plastic. So get yourself over to their TikTok or Instagram, and that's SZG Disc Golf, and find that post, that video. If you scroll through, don't see my name in the comment section, it's the wrong video. So go find that and into their giveaway. Nice, JR. Yeah, you follow Todd. Yeah, he's usually here in the live stream for at least like a half hour every week. Not always hanging out for super long, but he'll often get around in the evenings because especially California, it's like 4 or 5 p.m. or whatever. But yeah, Bryant basically played the number 1 guy in our play this week. I'm in the Elite 8. Hey, nice. That's awesome. Our Delp posted more videos, but I can't find him. I don't know who that is. What did everyone think of the Creators Cup? Doc says. I think there were multiple people with fewer subscribers than me. That's what I think of the Creators Cup. The setup was rough. 2 cards live. That is tough to catch up to. SZG says W shout out. There you go. Elbow, I like the colored plates. These are disc golf discs. So each of these, if I could grab one, each of these discs flies a little bit differently. This is a Heat, a Discraft Heat, and it's actually stamped from the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championship. That's the stamp that the disc is kind of the event that the disc was made from. But it'll fly with a little bit of turn to it. But another disc will have a different flight path. It'll go straight, go left, go really far right and come back, or just go right and never come back. Oh, great. I think it was there. I'll have to watch the footage of my disc. Delp is hilarious. I haven't watched anything knowingly of Delp, so I got to check that out. Creators Cup is free on YouTube. Yes, it was on Thursday. Yeah. Yuli and the Foundation Boys at the Charlotte airport stranded a bit. Wish I had known. Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty close by for me. Yeah, so I didn't watch the Creators Cup. The only I think downside was that there were a lot of pros in the Creators Cup. And I think that's kind of interesting, but it's kind of like how many creators got bumped off the list because Brody was and Yuli were playing. It's like, I don't know. In my mind, it's like we should be featuring the non-pro tour creators, not the pro tour guys who also have channels. That's my opinion, my unprofessional opinion. Yeah. Starting to rain at the course. Oh no. My prediction goes from an 8 down to a 7 down. Nick Jackson says, "What is your favorite disc brand to throw?" So I'm a little torn. I love that question. I'm a little torn between Streamline. I love the Cosmic Neutron discs, and Latitude 64. I love the Royal Grand Plastic. So they're both fantastic. Probably Latitude because I think they have a wider variety. Streamline is kind of like combined with Axiom MVP. So it's kind of like they're less of their own thing versus Latitude, which is pretty fleshed out with all kind of shot shapes. So yeah, I would say probably Latitude would be like the brand where I just love their discs. Discmania as well. I love the S-line plastic and the Neo plastic is quite good. So yeah, definitely shout outs personally to Latitude 64 and Discmania for being two of the kind of best combinations of disc selection and plastic. Fantastic. Good rhyme. Basinger and Delp are friends. Interesting. You got this, dude. Need you to get a -3. Would love to see people who are not players and everyone uses starter packs. Yeah, which is obviously that's a fully different, concept, but it's a great concept. Yeah, that's great. Do you have any solid advice for a rookie that throws left-handed? So left-handed is basically the same as throwing right-handed but backwards. So just mirror everything. It's really lame. But yeah, I don't think that throwing lefty really I don't think it has a fundamental impact on how you throw discs. My brother's left-handed, and we honestly share a lot of similarities in how we throw and what discs we choose and what shot shapes we choose. A lot of flippier stuff, a lot of turnovers. But of course, he's doing it left-hand backhand. I'm doing it right-hand backhand. But the main thing is that just kind of keep playing. Try some discs out. Get familiar with what your discs do and how they fly for you. And if you know what your disc does, how it's going to fly, then you can match it to shot shapes and hold distances and start scoring better. Otherwise, definitely look up some good instructional videos on how to throw with better form and better grip. Particularly Joel Freeman has a video that says something, I think it's called Can't Throw 400 Feet, something like that, where he has a really good explanation of when you plant and throw, you don't want your legs in a straight line to where you're aiming. You want your plant foot, you're going to be opposite. So you want your plant foot off to the side so that the straight line where you're aiming can run between your heel and your toe of your back foot and your lead foot. You want that space. So you don't want your feet lined up. You want to have them staggered as you go to throw. And that helps you generate power. But he has a really great explanation of that. So yeah, just keep doing research, keep having fun, keep playing, and you're going to get better. SCG, SZG. It sounds like I'm saying SCG, but I'm not. Can't stay very long. Need to hang out with the girlfriend. All right. No problem. No problem. SCG got some homework done just in time to hop on and leave us. Right. Sounds about right. 2 or 3 days practice, then just fly in the creators with player coaches watching via video. Interesting. Very interesting. Toxis, don't try to just enjoy playing. Don't try to be good. Luke says, as a lefty, we are better. That's what Luke says, but Luke already lost to me. Bummer. Bryant says, my oldest Gabe has been crushing the diamond. What's the most understable and overstable discs in your bag? So in my bag, I would say the most understable is basically the Soul for the speed. But honestly, my Dynasty is so it flies like a -3-1. I think it's a 9 speed. So that's probably the flippiest. It is very flippy. And the most overstable is the Captain's Raptor. Yep, Cap Rap. That's my kind of back and forth. Do you want to be good lefty, learn to forehand? SZG says, wish I was less. Sometimes I feel like I have to be good at everything. There's a certain drive to excel that is just an awesome motivation. Things more fun and engaging. But on the flip side, if you're not good at it yet, it can be very frustrating. And if you don't have time to pursue all of your interests, that can be frustrating as well. Yep. JR says, Doc's right. Enjoy yourself playing. I always say the more you miss, the more you throw. Based on par, you can throw 18 times or 54 times. Makes sense to throw more times, more practice. All right. Mayhaps says, how do we enter the giveaway? So the giveaway entry period was last week and ended, and I actually already ran the giveaway in the stream. So the way that you enter the next giveaway, which should be coming in the next couple of weeks, keep an eye on the videos that I post on my channel, and one of them will say disc giveaway. It'll be in bold colors, and it will say, so that should be coming in the next few weeks. Keep your eyes peeled for the next one. But the river and the shoe, which I threw on the ground, so I can't even show, have already been won. Yeah. Good question. Nick said, we'd love to email sometime. I'm in Central, and now the chat moved, Central Wisconsin. We should disc together. I have a few people that want to get a tournament in Wisconsin Rapids. It's a little out of the way. I'm in North Carolina, Charlotte, so definitely a ways away. I did grow up in Michigan though, so Wisconsin, just kind of hanging out over as a neighbor over there. But yeah, if you do want to reach out directly to me, the best ways are Facebook Messenger, Instagram is probably actually the best. Um, but if you do want that email, I do have a birdietime email, and I think it's just birdietime@gmail.com. So you should be able to find that pretty easily. Um, yeah, that'll be the simplest way to get in contact with me. Yeah. Luke lost because of cheaty righty courses. LOL. It was one of Luke's home courses, so he can take. It was his choice. SZG says, anyone here from Texas? Yeah, anybody? I feel like we have a Texas guy, but I'm trying to remember right now. Mamba and Ape? Oh, good discs. Dylan says, what's your favorite putter? So I use the Warden, and I use the Warden for putting and throwing. So I actually have 3 Warden primes in the bag right now for putting, jump putting, and throwing. So pretty much everything within 250, good shot that it's a Warden. Also, I have a Keystone in the bag for kind of flippier, touchy shots that turn over. But yeah, Warden is just like dead straight out of the hand within like 250. And for jump putt, I just find that it holds the line well. It kind of swings second into the chains a lot of times. So Warden is my choice. It's my putter. Jiki says, "Oh, who took the Dubski disc giveaway? If that was unclear, lol." So yeah, let's. The river was won by Todd Disc Golf, and then I did a bonus giveaway of a shoe, which was won by Brent, who has already won a giveaway incorrectly. G Key, you said it would be nice to do a giveaway winner in real life to hand the disc to would be very convenient. And I said, oh, so you want Brent to win? Well, he did win. He won the bonus gift. He won the bonus giveaway. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Rocky says, like your putt man, on your downstroke, does your disc come out of your right leg or to the left of your leg? Not sure if my question makes sense. Makes perfect sense. So I tend to bring it down to my right knee. So that's very non-traditional. And I would say most people will go to the left of their right leg. That's normal. That's what Ricky does. That's what people teach you to do. And so, generally speaking, I'll recommend it as well. But I go down straight to my right knee, and I find that the putt works really well for me. It keeps it really accurate, not left and right. I really tend to miss high and low instead, which I appreciate. You know, hitting the basket and band is better than chaining out and maybe just continuing to fly or roll. But yeah, that's my style. and it works until I'm on a hill, in which case my knee comes forward too far and I can't generate the power. In which case I will straddle putt. But yes, that is kind of my style, and yeah, it's weird, but it works for me. It works for me. Dox's next giveaway should be send Brad a pair of shoes. You could win a pair of shoes. Shoebox for Christmas giveaway. Yeah, Christmas shoes. I get it. Uh, Michael. Oh, Alice is here. Hey, thanks for hopping on, Alice. Awesome from the UK. Michael says, Chainlink Hunter UB. You are an amazing player. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Uh, Humboldt County, California. Get you some. Awesome, dude. Yeah, way over in Charlotte over here. But yeah, there's a lot of great courses in California. Got to give California credit for a lot of disc golf's growth and popularity. Shout out Cali. Maybe save a pair of shoes to give away. Anyone posts giving a shoebox for Christmas is entered. That's a little elaborate, but that's interesting. I'll have to think about that. Christian says, love your content. I'm currently out right now because I've had surgery, so I can't play. That's a bummer, but so fun to watch you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that is tough, man. I have not been taken out for surgeries, but I had tendonitis for 6 weeks, and I was so stir crazy I played left-handed for 6 weeks. So like, I can't imagine going through that, and I'm sorry you are, but I'm really glad that you're able to watch some disc golf and still get that enjoyment from it, and hope you heal soon. Because that really sucks. That really sucks. That can be so brutal. Yeah. Hopefully you're back out on the time. Nick says, was stationed at Fort Bragg. Love Wilmington. Didn't know that disc golf existed back in the day. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I I grew up playing just like throwing a frisbee around, and I kind of became aware that disc golf was a thing, but not by like playing disc golf. I actually played one round with a frisbee, not discs, and was like, it's okay. I liked playing in my yard and just picking a target and just throwing at it and seeing how many shots it took me to hit the target. And that was a lot of fun. I got decent at it for my age, for sure. Also played a lot of ultimate frisbee, but I had an awareness of disc golf my whole life and didn't play until 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah. And here I am. So, what an idiot I am for not even diving into disc golf 15 years ago. Would have been nice. Would have been nice. Jiki says that, oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, IRL disc winner, but not Jiki. That's sad. Brad fixed it so Brent would win and he would have to guest on the show to get it. I should make Brent be a guest on the show. That'd be great. Chain Hunter, I like that. Need it on a hat. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Kind of feel disc golf is a hidden sport, or maybe people just think we are, or maybe people think we are just playing frisbee. I mean, Doc, you've seen the comments lately. There's a lot of people who don't think it's a sport, think it's really stupid, uh, or yes, they just think it's frisbees and they think, oh, it's so easy to throw a frisbee. I've thrown a frisbee. It's so easy to go under par. I would go under par on my first try at any average course. And it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, these aren't frisbees. These are disc golf discs. They fly completely differently. And to play consistently enough to actually hit lines in the woods and get to the circle and actually land your putt is not easy. And you're going to take bogeys. You're going to take probably a lot of bogeys on your first round of disc golf. It is an extremely rare person who is adept and athletic enough to pick up discs and figure them out and successfully go under par quickly after they start playing. It's very rare. But I think most people really just don't understand. Like, they think it's really stupid because they've never done it, and they think it's really easy because they've never done it. I had a guy comment about how easy disc golf was on a video from Toboggan, and I was like, dude, you have no idea. You have no clue. Like, go play Toboggan and tell me it's easy. And after you lose all 10 of your discs and don't even get to finish the round because your discs are gone into the wilds at Toboggan, then come back and we'll have a conversation about how easy disc golf is. Very amusing. But you're absolutely right. It's kind of a hidden sport in a way because there are so many people who just don't know what it is. But hey, that's part of the joy of being like a disc golf content creator type person. I had a guy from Australia say, what is this? I've never seen this before. I explained disc golf, and I told him that UDisc is the best way to find a disc golf course near you. He looks up on UDisc, and he's like, dude, I'm in Australia. I'm by the number 2 course in Australia. It's like a couple miles away. And I was like, you got course, man. You got to get a starter pack and play. And he was like, I'll play in a week or something. He's like, I'm going to go get my discs and go play. So I'm super excited. Just saw a YouTube short that I posted, and it was probably nothing special, but it was just something interesting. It's really cool. It's really cool. Team Brett on the show would sell out in chat. Disc golf is a big stress reliever. Yeah, seriously. It's a way to spend time with people, family, friends. Whenever I'm traveling up to visit my family in Michigan, I'm playing a round of disc golf with my dad, or he's caddying for me for a tournament, and it's just a nice like activity to share together. I'm playing with friends whenever I can, and then of course, if you want to really try to get good at it, you can do that as well and enjoy the competitive aspect of leagues or tournaments. But casually, you can just have fun, throw a bunch of ace runs, just play around and settle some friendly bets on who wins a disc by the end of the round, whoever's better. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Huge stress reliever. Disc golf really helped me in a bad time. Love the sport, Doc says. I found people trying to play with regular frisbees. Yes, I've done that. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, it's definitely it's better to play with discs. They're made for it, unlike frisbees. Yeah. Luke says that's what I'm going for. Get big enough on social media so I can be invited to be interviewed by Brad. That's the dream, isn't it, Luke? Uh, Shout out to Luke, who's already been on the channel multiple times, and including caddying for me and filming for me for 5 hours at Toboggan. All he got out of it was Taco Bell for lunch and Taco Bell for dinner. So, champion Luke, shout out to the legend himself. I would say that you get big on social media, I'll definitely give you an interview. 100%. Dylan said, how long did it take you to start going under par? So I remember the first time I went under par. I think it was January, and I started playing seriously in November of 2022. I think I'm counting my years wrong. 21. I played for about 3.5 years. So the first time I went under par was 2.5 months into playing, but it was old layout Blair Mill. So anyone who's local knows it was very easy, like multiple 250-foot par fours. I think I went 2 under par, and I was like, wow, I could actually be like decent at this game. I know this course is easy, but I know I can play well. Probably took me another 2 months to actually start going under par at a somewhat average course with, reasonable pars of 250 to 390 foot par threes, like you normally see at kind of your average course. So I don't remember the first. I could maybe look it up on UDisc, but it took me at least 4 months, probably more, before I was regularly going under par consistently. But yeah, it definitely was not at first, like not right away. And I felt like I picked it up quick, but it still took me a while to consistently go under par. Yeah. Great question. Nick says, my dog loves discs. She got a hold of my Innova Mamba. She gets so excited if I show the disc for her. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Ellis says some people are just ignorant. That's true. Sadly true. But then there's us here to inform them of the great and glorious disc golf. Sounds religious. Christian says the only disc I can see being similar to an actual frisbee is a putter for sure, but it doesn't give you much distance. Yeah, there's a handful. Actually, I have myself a Makani, which is pretty similar to a frisbee in a lot of ways. Definitely not identical, but there are a handful of these bigger discs that are PDGA approved. So there's a few of them, and I'll be honest, it flies all right, but it would only be useful if you're so used to a frisbee that you can't get away from it and you want something frisbee-like. But for the most part, like once you learn how to throw a disc, you don't really want to go back because they fly better than frisbees. They just go faster, further, better shot shapes. Yeah. Frisbees are fine, and if you want to like pull it out, like you said, it kind of similar to a putter. If you want it for the upshots, you want to play catch with the basket, all power to you. Like it can be a part of your game, but you can't just only play with frisbees because you're missing out on so much that the variety of discs in disc golf can actually you can make a difference in how you play. So yeah, be interviewed by Brad then meant Brent. Love that plan. I meant because we're literally mostly out in the woods. Oh, I totally misunderstood that, but okay. Doc says, let me introduce you to the condor, my Christian. Yeah, the condor. I haven't seen one in person, but yeah, there are a few different interesting discs for sure. Should introduce him to Tyler Brickley. Frisbees completely break down in the wind. Oh my gosh, dude. I remember just playing ultimate frisbee and it'd be a windy day and I'd throw and I'm like, I hate this. What am I doing here? I stink at this. Over 15 miles per hour, you can forget about using them. Yeah, that's fair. Doc says, yeah, but some super lightweight discs in the wind in an open field, so much fun. Yeah, if it's a tailwind, not if it's a headwind. Turtle played my first tournament today and played 22 over. There you go. Heck yeah, on your congrats on your first tournament. And first tournament, did you beat anybody? Did you take anything but last place? Because if you did, that's an accomplishment for your first time playing in a tournament. That would be really awesome. Christian said, did you grow up in Michigan? I used to live in Lansing, but live in Indiana. Yes, I grew up in Jackson, Michigan. So, yeah, I would travel to Lansing. You'll find this funny. I was part of my high school's quiz team. I was the quiz team captain, and I went on WKAR Quizbusters 2 years in a row, and I was the team captain my senior year, and we wore sweater vests. And what was his name? Matt, I think, the guy who ran Quizbusters. Yeah, so we got to meet and chat with Matt in Lansing, and I actually won. Our team won like $5,000 scholarships toward Michigan State. So that's kind of cool. I didn't end up I didn't go to Michigan State or anything, but I think one of the guys actually did. He ended up getting a lot of different scholarships and chose Michigan State. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I've been on WKAR Quizbusters TV. That was really cool. Turtle says 2 rounds. Okay, so that's even better to hold it to 22 over through 2 rounds. 200-foot par fours. Doc says, LOL, I remember when I started playing in a league, one of the older park courses had par fours on short holes. I was so excited. Then they said, no, we don't use those pars. Eagle Wings, is that a ripoff of the Temu Eagle Wigs? No, it's the exact opposite. Eagle Wings is the Christian disc golf organization, and they run chapel for the pro tour on Sundays. So they'll travel with the pros, and actually a lot of the pros like Joel Freeman, Trinity Bryant, Cole Redolin, I know is involved some. I don't know if he sings or leads. Who's the one I'm forgetting? But they'll play music and sing and kind of help lead worship for it. So the Eagles Wings are the actual legit, and Temu's Eagles Wigs or whatever are the crap. So the Eagles Wings, like they're a legit organization. They partnered with Paul Macbeth Foundation to travel and build some courses as well. So they're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Nick says, if anyone in your chat is in the central Wisconsin area, I'm a professional photographer, have some nice camera gear, be willing to do some photo shoots. Ooh, missed opportunity for me. I need a professional photographer. That's really cool. Yeah, shout out for Nick, anybody in the Wisconsin area. I'm trying to think if we have anybody regularly in chat who's in Wisconsin. I know we have the Ohio, Indiana crowd and some Michigan. I'm trying to think of Wisconsin and Illinois. That's cool, dude. Dylan says, man, disc golf doesn't come naturally for me. I'm 8 months in, never hit under par on medium difficulty courses. I just keep it up, man. I got so hooked, and it was the perfect timing for me because I had just moved to Florida, and I've been like sports my whole life, mostly soccer, track and field, cross country, but like, volleyball, frisbee, ultimate frisbee, stuff like that. getting the chance to play year round after moving from Michigan was huge for me. And my brother sent me like 20 discs to just try out and get used to. So I was playing every day for months. So for me, it was absolutely like a passion that I dove right into. I think in less than a year, I started trying to record stuff for YouTube. No, it was just over a year. Just over a year after I started filming stuff and then posting YouTube shorts. And the rest is history. Here we are doing disc giveaways. Mind blowing for me. Um, but yeah, I put tons and tons of time into it. And once I did my frisbee throw, grip, stance, and kind of figured out the disc golf throw, it was like, I can do this. I can play a good disc golf game. And then strategy is kind of something that I would say is a strength for me more than physical, is mental. Picking the right shot shapes, the right angles, picking the right disc, knowing and remembering my disc distances, judging, estimating how they're going to fly, when they're going to fade, um, how to like when to go for par versus when to go for birdie, stuff like that. So uh, I guess my point is keep it up, man. It's all good. We're all playing a different game. We're playing to improve on ourselves and have a good time. And for me, that meant playing a lot. A lot. Doc says Brad, Condor good for doubles. One uses it to open up a window if in the rough. That's fair. That's funny. Uh, Doc says, I'm not good either. Still enjoy it. Hiking and a game. There you go. Dylan says, same here. Still love playing even though I'm not good. It's a great stress reliever. Yeah, it's such a fun activity. And I know that, I take it more seriously than a lot of people do. And that can be a good thing or a downside sometimes because I'm like, oh, I'm not playing how I should. And someone else is just like, having a great time, whatever. But yeah, we're all different. And as long as you're enjoying it, as long as you're having fun. All right, here we go. Turtle says, didn't beat anyone, but I played in MA3 instead of MA4 because why not? But if I would have played MA4, I would have been 22nd out of 25. So there you go. If honestly, for a first tournament, MA4 is, I don't want to say it's what you should do, but it's the norm is play MA4. So yeah, man, you would have beaten 3 people, and that's awesome. That's awesome for your first tournament. That's fantastic. So great job. That's great. Keep it up, man. Next tournament, you'll beat 4. Hopefully out of 5. And because my cousin, we played the first round together. Oh, that's a great choice for playing MA3 because you can play with your cousin. That's great. Yeah, that's a good idea. Doc says we got to get in touch with Mama, Brad, and get some pictures. Alice says, I had no idea. Yeah, Eagles Wings is pretty fantastic. That's where I have gone in January years, the Eagles Wings conference, and it's where I won the Nate Sexton Firebird because I aced and I won the Innova Gators from Paul Macbeth's personal collection. Yeah, that was Eagles Wings. Top notch. Top notch. Doc says, now I feel bad for laughing. Doc, you should always feel bad for laughing. Ever played disc golf in Austin, Texas? I have not played disc golf in Texas, but I know SZG, they just did a disc golf trip and they played like Flying Armadillo and a bunch of different Texas courses. I need to get myself to Texas at some point. At some point. Dylan Luriano said, hi, thanks for hopping on and joining us. It looks like I'm a few chats behind, as always. Christian says the people in Michigan are great. I want to live there when I grow up, and there are some great courses there too. I remember playing with my dad a couple around Lansing. Yeah, Birchfield Park, Renegades Trail, and River's Edge. Renegades Trail is the #2 course in Michigan. That's in Holt, near Lansing. There's a lot in Lansing, Grand Rapids areas, kind of that whole stretch. Turtle says, I'm in Wisconsin, but I also do photography. There you go. Wow, 2 photographers in Wisconsin. That's amazing. Wesley says, I just barely got under par 10 years in. There you go, man. Playing your own game and enjoying it like the rest of us. Doc says, Brad's brother and Brent should be in Creators Cup 2026. Yeah, except I do all the heavy lifting as far as creators are concerned. SM says, hey, what's up, dude? Question, do you have any discs you have not thrown but you want to try? Oh, that's a great question. Um, I have barely thrown anything Trash Panda. I have not thrown the Groove. I have not thrown hardly anything. Oh, what are their names? They have Doomsday discs. Doomsday discs. So those are kind of manufacturers that I've essentially not touched, and they have some of the most interesting discs. I also an Epic. I would like to throw an Epic, an Arobi Epic. Yeah, so that's a great question. I don't know if I've ever been asked that. Doc says, now me, I go with the chuck and pay method, but Brad sounds okay also. Chuck and pray method. Christian says, yeah, Dylan, it's hard. I'm not the best, but what I do during the summer that has helped a lot. Go out every day after work and watch all the greats and really analyze their technique. There you go. Dylan says, I will just hit a course record in my local park. I think most of the time I do bad is when someone is nearby watching. That's fair. That's fair. It makes tournaments tough. Makes tournaments tough. Nick says, I have only used Discraft, Innova, Dynamic, and Prodigy. I would have to say so far Prodigy is my favorite brand. That's very interesting. Yeah, I would say give Latitude a try. Personal course record for Dylan. Yeah. Jackson Ruff says hi. Thanks for hopping on and joining us. Turtle says, really appreciate the up talk. I was kind of beating myself up even though I knew I wouldn't do great. No. You got to keep trying and you got to just enjoy it, man. My first tournament, I had been playing a while and I thought I would do pretty well. And honestly, I was for about 16 holes. And then hole 17, I had a terrible tree kick, terrible upshot, lost my disc, had to re-tee, and took like a triple bogey, and it just ruined my round. And it was really hard to recover from that. And I went from not really having a chance to win, but like a chance to podium to the bottom of the pack. And I was like, I shouldn't be here. I'm actually not good at disc golf. Like, what am I doing? It's just that sometimes it's rough. Sometimes it's rough. You're going to make mistakes. I just played in U.S. amateurs at Toboggan. I took 123rd place out of 148. So proportionally, I think I did slightly worse than taking 22nd out of 25. And it's a tough course. Yeah. And then I come back here and what was right after that? I took 7th in the Charlotte Amateur Championship, and I had one bad round out of 3, and I took 7th out of 68 people. So it's like literally the next weekend. So it's just like it just depends. It just depends. Just keep working at it. Keep focusing on improving slowly and enjoying the sport, and you're just going to keep getting better. Alice says Clash. Clash, I've only thrown the Wild Honey. Yeah, I think that's it. I should throw more Clash. I do like some of their plastic a lot. Wesley says, Austin, Texas is all I play. Disc golf, so many courses and beautiful courses. Definitely recommend. Yeah. Disc golf trip. No groove. Nope, never thrown a groove. And the best part is I have one that I found, like a lost and found groove. No name or number, nothing. And I just haven't even thrown it. I'm like, oh, I've never thrown a groove. And I just put it down in the garage. Never thrown it. Brad, discount disc golf for Doomsday discs. I also have an in from the Eagles Wings, shout out, disc golf conference. One of the guys who's like a Doomsday partner. And what's his name? Ken or something like that. Yeah, I played on a triples team with him. I was the pro on the triples team. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. We did not win. We had fun. Kipes and Stripes says, Doomsday Despair will never leave my bag. Definitely worth a try. Awesome. Dylan Loriano says, have you ever tried a Discraft Vulture? Favorite disc? Yes, and I have one. I have a Vulture right here. Ooh. Misprint Eagles Wings Vulture. I think I won this for something. CTP maybe? I can't recall. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I love the Vulture. Actually, my buddy, Colin and I played a lot of disc golf together when I was starting out in Florida in my second year of disc golf. We played a ton of disc golf together. He loved the Vulture, lost it, so I bought him like two replacements, or I bought him a replacement and he bought a replacement. So yeah, he loves the Vulture, and I threw it a lot too. It's a great disc. It's a great disc. So love the Vulture. Thumbs up. SM just picked up a Latitude 64 Rive, hoping it's my next go-to driver. It probably will be. The Rive is really, really good. Really good. What are your thoughts on the Latitude Grace? Grace is good. I have a... Nope, nope. I don't remember the exact shade. Yeah, dude, it's right here. Yeah, look at that. Look at me remembering things. Not as flippy as I thought it would be. I thought it would turn a little bit more. I like it. I just also have the Wild Honey and the Shrike and the Enigmas in the bag. So it just doesn't replace anything, but it's a disc. Good speed, good glide, little drift to it. I love the Royal Grand Plastic a lot. Great disc. It's hard because there are a lot of discs that could make the bag. And if I took a disc out, I would like slot one in and I'd be like, oh, this disc is amazing. It's so great. It just happens that it's not bagged at the moment, just cause. Turtle definitely had fun, but very in my head. Just had some bad OB throws and also couldn't really recover and par the rest of the course. Yeah, that's always frustrating in the moment to kind of work through things that aren't going well for you. I had that in my last tournament on the putting green. It was unusual because generally speaking, I putt pretty well compared to the rest of my game, and I just couldn't do it. And it was easy, like no easy for me, 18 to 24-foot putts, and I'm like airballing. What am I doing? Am I Evelina Salonen 2.5 years ago? What's going on? Well, she's a world champion now, so maybe I have hope. But yeah, it can be tough to recover, and in the moment you're like, what am I doing? I'm such an idiot. Like I can't do that. But just remember that eventually you're gonna miss. Eventually you're gonna throw a B. So when it happens, it's like, well, now it happened. Like it was gonna happen eventually. Now it happened. That sucks. But I'm gonna keep playing because hopefully in the future it'll happen less and less and less and less. So yeah, play the statistics. Yeah. Discraft Passion is my favorite disc, says Wesley. Passion is good. I do have a Passion. I've thrown a little bit. Dylan, have to go, but love watching the shorts. When I was in Charlotte, loved playing Frank Lisk. Highly recommend it. See ya. All right, peace out, man. Thanks for hopping on and joining and chatting. Your Local says hi. Thanks for hopping on. Doc says, let's see. I've used Prodigy, MVP, Innova Dynamic, Latitude, Westside, Trash Panda, Franklin, Lightning, Divergent, Discmania, Daredevil, Mint, and I'm forgetting one or two. Yeah, fair enough. That's a lot. And Clash. Thrown a tilt. I have thrown a tilt. Would never bag it. Would never bag it. Nick traded this random dynamic disc, had a photo of an owl to a young girl that had an old Innova Firebird. That Innova Firebird is probably my best driver. Yeah. That seems like a great choice. Is that a West Side Owl or a dynamic disc or an Infinite? Oh yeah, you've thrown Infinite and Yukon. How about Meridian? Any Meridian discs? There's only like 4. Dugit might sign up for a BYOP doubles on the 4th. Want to pick up a proxy and a zone. Just need to decide whether or not to get the Brody Freaky Zone. Doubles partner TBD. All right, that sounds like an invite to me. I'll be there. No, that would be really cool. I love doubles. Doubles is so much fun. I love doubles. Because when I miss a putt, if my partner misses it, I'm like, well, it was a tough putt because we both missed it. And if my partner makes it, I'm like, it doesn't matter that I missed the putt. Our team made it. It's like my mistakes just get erased. Dude just says, not good. I forgot and stopped counting after the rain. Yeah, rain can be terrible on the disc golf. Doc says, so -3. Good job. Rain sucks, no worries. Yeah, rain is the worst. That's where you got to keep the base and mid, the base plastic, mid and driver in the bag. That helps. Wesley says, what's your favorite disc you ever used? Potentially an Echo. I use the Echo for so many shot shapes. Brave, maybe. So if I say Brave, then I'll have to go with the Brave that I lost. I bought 3 Braves to replace the disc that I lost, and they're all a little flippier. And I'm like, I wish I had my original. I wish I had bought multiple of my original flight path of Brave because it was so perfect. And now my Braves are almost as good, but not quite. So that's kind of tragic. So that original line of Brave or Streamline Cosmic Neutron Echo. Yeah, probably the Echo right now. Tilt's a fun disc. Never bag it. Yep. Tried to put the super flippy king on a ton of hyzer and I threw it and hyzer. Oh gosh. Steven says, oh, look, you are fixed. It seems to be really great right now. Seems to be really great right now. I'm pretty happy about it. Thumbs up. Would whip out the tilt in a league match for laughs. Yeah, that's how it's done. You just pull up the tilt and you're like, I got this. Busy at work, Steven says. Talk to you later. LOL. Thanks for hopping in for 5 seconds. Doc says, oh, no Meridian, but I have thrown XL. Forgot them. There you go. Doc says, Brad, will you do me a favor? If you ever go to Disneyland World, take a Brave and have Meredith sign it. Okay. Forgot Streamline, got the Echo. There you go. That's right. You added the Echo. And whatever Echo plastic is, you got one of those discs too. Yeah, I think technically it's Merida, not Meredith. Question mark. This is very important. I have to look this up. It is Merida. Yes. I'm correct. Which I'm sure just auto-corrected to Meredith because, Well, that one I don't even blame you for. I feel like even if you had typed in Merida, then your keyboard would be like, oh, he's saying Meredith. Oh, that was Innova that has the ecoplastic. Yes, I do know your spelling abilities, unfortunately. And hey, I mentioned it earlier that I was hitting 6,100 today, and I see that it is officially confirmed. We have 6.1 thousand subscribers. So 1 week, 100 subs. That's so cool. That's crazy. The guy says tilt for when there's a bunch of trees in front of me. Matthew Dean, my fiance and I just started playing. We're hooked. However, on one particular par 4, I believe I hit every tree 5 on the way to the basket. That's about right. That's what happens. Heck yeah, dude. Congrats to you guys getting hooked. You're going to love disc golf for the rest of your life, hopefully. So that's really, really awesome. Where are you playing, roughly speaking? What state are you playing in, or what country? Cold. Whew. That's good. There's no ice, but it is very cold. That was Vermont. Okay, there you go. Never played in Vermont. I did play 2 courses in Boston, one of which was Maple Hill. Well, I guess that's like Leicester. I went to Boston, Massachusetts, played 2 courses. One of them was Maple Hill. Yes. Lake St. Catherine. Okay, nice. Heck yeah. Doc says, Matthew got a partner that plays. You found the unicorn. Yes, that's awesome. You guys can play together. That's amazing. And mixed doubles partner for life. There you go. You're set. That's really great. Yeah. Definitely haven't gotten all the way out to Vermont to play any, but that's really cool. Glad you're able to play, and I hope that Vermont disc golf is really good. So I just confused myself. I think my laptop is just terrible, but it says stream started 48 minutes ago, and I was like, I feel like it's been an hour and a half. Like, no way. It has been an hour and a half. It's just locked at 48 minutes ago. But at least the chat's coming through. That's the important thing. The chat is rolling, so no complaints. Doc says, Brad, have I asked you if you've ever used rubber disc? If you mean the floppy ones, I really haven't. I've thrown a couple, but never like multiple shots in a row testing it out. Kevin Galloway says, Kyle Thompson told me you went 8 under at scrap with just a putter. Is this true? So first of all, almost. So it was Scrapyard Shorts, and I was doing a Warden only round. I believe I went 4 down with just the Warden. Then I joined up with Kyle and Steven, and I did go 8 down, but I borrowed a Soul on hole one. I borrowed Castoplast. Um, I can't remember. I can't remember. Nick Jackson, $2. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Says hashtag disc golf. Yeah, all right. Thanks so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. Um, ah, Kyle let me borrow it. He'll tell you what he handed to me, and I absolutely parked 18 with it. I can't remember what it is. Gentle turnover. And then I borrowed a Wraith, no, a Gorgon on hole 7 for my, and then a overstable mid range for my upshot on 7. So I actually borrowed a disc on 4 different shots, and on those 3 holes I got those birdies. So to be fair, it was not actually just a putter only round. However, I do believe that I hit metal for birdie on 16 out of 18 holes. So it was a good day. It was a good day. So yes, it's almost true. Kyle wasn't exaggerating, but he didn't really notice that I borrowed a couple of discs, and he forgot that he handed me one on the 18th hole. The guy says, "How long have you been playing?" I've been playing for 3.5 years. Yep, 3.5 years. DGA discs. Oh, there you go. There you go. Shout out again to Nick for the donation. What a legend. Doc says, "Got Berg Casoplast." There you go. Nick said, "Started keeping discs I find, excuse me, at thrift stores or garage sales in my car. So when I'm golfing, I see kids playing, I give them a free disc." There you go. Closest one I have to rubber is the Zero soft keystones that I bought. I bought 3 of them to like replace my keystone. Turns out totally different plastic. They don't feel good. I don't like them. And so those are ones that I've started giving out to kids because they're a little bit extra bouncy versus hard hitting. And that's been really nice because I know they're less likely to damage things with them and hurt each other. You can kind of play catch with that. Yeah, that's really cool, Nick. That's a really great way to do it. Have some extra, have some spares. I also have DX Leopard in the car to just hand to somebody who just started because I don't need that. Kevin says that's awesome. Yeah, it was a good round. It was a fun round. Gorgon is a great disc. Surprised not to us for you. I don't know what that means. It is a great disc. Matthew says, what are the ethics on finding discs in the bushes? Number 1, if it has a name and number on it, get a hold of the person, try to return it. Number 2, if it's a valuable or iconic disc and you have a local club disc return box, the majority of the time I say drop it off because it's likely to get back to the person. Number 3, no name, no number, no disc return, no reasonable, rational way to try to get it back to someone because it could be anyone's. The only kind of middle ground is like if you have like a Facebook page, if there's a local area Facebook disc golf group, at least check the group and see if anybody posted about their disc. Like I found 2 discs at Nevin sitting on the bench, and I didn't even post a picture. I just said, "Hey, I found 2 discs at Nevin." Maybe I did post a picture, but it didn't have the disc names on the stamps. And a guy was like, "Oh, hey, that's my Rive and I don't even remember what the other one was, or River and Grace or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, they're clearly yours. Like they're obviously yours." So there are circumstances it's pretty easy to return a disc to someone. Definitely return the disc. No name, no number, no simple way to return it to someone without someone just being like, "Oh, that's my disc," and then you don't even know if it's their disc or not. I don't think you're under an obligation to try to track down the owner of the disc. That's my take. Doc says, "Good on you, Nick. I've done that with some I found on discount discs." Yes, Doc is known to just start throwing discs at people and say, "Keep it." Nick said, "Yesterday I gave a young boy an Innova Mako. Mako is a great choice." Doc says, Matthew, if you see a name, call, answer within a month, it's yours. Brad, try using one on hills. You might like it. Using one, using what? The Gorgon on hills? Yeah, it's a little flippy. It's perfect for uphill. Kevin says, here you are, a brother in Christ. Would love for all of us to play together soon. Heck yeah, dude. Fact, that is factual. Yes, so I learned that about Steven and Kyle as well. So yeah, um, I think we're trying to play this week, Kyle said. So hopefully this week or next week we'll be able to get in around together. I've been a little busy over the weekend, tournament, church, live stream, etc., etc. But yeah, during the week I usually have a day or two pretty free for getting around it. We'll make that happen soon. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I will say, I did pretty well at horse course blind. I was very happy about that. I think I went 8 down at the horse course, but it was not putter only. I had my whole bag for that. Doc says understable equals us. Oh, yes. Well, also us equals us. Doc going through and over explaining things to me. So let's see. Where did I go wrong? I see what happened. Gorgon is a great disc. Surprised not to us for you. What Doc meant was the other type of two, TOO, surprised not too understable for you. That's what was supposed to be communicated. Instead, it actually started to read almost like it made sense. Surprised not to us, but for you. So that confused me. But yes, thank you. Understable. Felt bad for being in a-hole, so I deleted it, but not in time. LOL. No problem. It's fine. It's fine. Yes. So um, it was not too understable, but I threw with Heiser. So it's a little flippy, but it's not like crazy. And honestly, I was going putter only and I just needed distance. So I was like, can I borrow a disc? He's like, here's a Gorgon. I was like, that's good. Thank you. I'll try to get really far. And it went pretty far. So it worked out. Let's see. Kevin says, sweet. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get around in very soon. Doc says, chatting with a delay is fun. Yeah. How much of the delay is there? And I shouldn't have done anything because now, okay. Oh no, now I'm frozen. Well, the chat's still rolling, so it doesn't matter. I'm slowly like freezing different chunks of this video, of this stream monitoring. Do you love my rubber discs on hill putts? Yeah, that's for sure. They can definitely help out on the hills, landing and staying instead of rolling away. That's always nice. That's always nice. I almost forgot now that I'm like restarting, not restarting, but kind of reloading the video here. I'm seeing my title as I played an okay tournament, and I forgot to actually mention. So I almost played a great tournament. I was so close, but I missed an 18-foot putt on hole one for birdie. Stupid. I birdied 5 holes in a row on the front nine and was 5 down through 9. I think the back nine marginally harder than the front nine, like barely tougher. I finished 5 down. I missed 2 circle one putts that I should have made, and then coming down the stretch, I had an easy birdie, hit a tree, like the tree wasn't even in my throw. I just shanked it into a tree. Then hit an early tree on the next hole and bogeyed it instead of having a birdie opportunity or a par, and then didn't birdie the last hole. So I was on pace for the majority of my round. I was on pace to win, and I ended up going only 5 down. I think I tied for 6th, so it wasn't horrible or anything, just a 1-round tournament. But it felt pretty bad to be like in position to win the tournament and just miss too many easy putts. I had to start making long putts to make up for it, and save par instead of missing birdies. And so it was like, at some point, like something's gonna go wrong, and so I kind of took a couple of bogeys. Just lame, just kind of sad. So that was a little frustrating. I had great practice rounds. I went 10 down, which would have been a winning score at Kilbourne in practice with 2 bogeys. And this tournament, I went 5 down with 2 bogeys. Pretty lame. Pretty lame. Now my chat is out of control. Dugit says Berg. Doc says we have a blind turn that's on a hill. It's a disc eater. Blaze says, what's up? Hey, Blaze. Thanks for hopping on and joining us. Shout out Blaze for being an absolute legend in every single way. Blaze says, heck yeah, just got done cooking more Korean barbecue steak. That's lame, Brad. How could you not win? I know. It was Killborn, too. I was, like, ready for it, and I didn't win. Ugh. Sad. Very sad. Brandon Green says, are you playing the Circuit Challenge this year at all? So I need to look up local iterations of the Circuit Challenge. It makes me sad every time I see the Chainhawks or the Fox Flyers posting about upcoming Circuit Challenge because I wish I could play on my old home courses in Gainesville. Super sad. But yes, I would like to. Yeah. So I need to look up local iterations of the Circuit Challenge. I'm very interested. I did see that it's like flippy putter, flippy mid, overstable driver, or maybe flippy driver, overstable mid. I can't remember. I think actually driver and mid are both flippy. I was a little surprised. Doc says, hey Blaze, you missed the disc giveaway. Todd and Brent won. There you go. Dude just says, check your channel community. Turns out I can type there. Yes. Shout out to Dujit. I featured a week and a half ago. And I was wondering, I was like, should I make an announcement? Should I like say something about the audience having the ability to post in my community? And I said, nah, I'm just gonna let somebody find that out for themselves. So shout out Dujit, I believe being the first one to discover that you can indeed make a community post on my channel. So shout out Dujit for being the legendary first person to figure it out. I want to see what it looks like. I'm very interested in it, but yes. I enabled that a week and a half ago. Dude just says, "Oh, we'll be posting round tournaments and disc updates there in the future." It's exactly what I was hoping to see. Okay, Brandon says trace is slightly stable, 11.5, -1.2. Okay, yes. So it's going to be flippy mid, flippy putter, and then the trace. I believe that's what I saw. So more stable. And some traces are like overstable out of the box too. I think Brad grilled out some soup. Okay. Watermelon disc is a fireball this year. There you go. Watt, uplink, and trace. Yep. Gonna play the circuit this year. Driver is right up my alley, says Blaze. Yeah, Blaze is gonna rip that thing 480 feet. It's gonna be too far. All right, I'm gonna check out my own YouTube channel and see what Dujit posted in the community tab. It's weird. I didn't get a notification for it. That's strange. I don't see it. Maybe it's my laptop. Dude, I'll have to check it out afterward, unfortunately. Popping up right now. Maybe the occasional recipe, but I'll leave that up to you. Go to new posts. Yeah, I went to posts. Maybe it's not filtered by new. Published. Scheduled. Archived posts. There's my putt. There's my park job. Blah, 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 blah. These are all me. Maybe I need to approve the post first. I don't see a notification saying, hey, there's a community post, approve it. Viewer posts. No posts yet. There's no held posts either. It might be on my end, Dujit. It really might. It could be on my end. Okay. Anyway, I will be checking that later. Hey, Justin number 2, thanks for hopping on and joining us. Thanks for being here. Ashton says hi. Thanks for hopping on. Went to subscriptions pretty newists. Maybe I need to view it not as me. Blaze says Jonesville 15 long position. I threw it 50 feet past the basket. Oops. Yeah, that's like 390 or something. It's pretty far. Ashton says, how do we enter the giveaway? So the giveaway entry window ended last night. It was last week, and then we ran the giveaway today. I'll be doing more giveaways in the future, but unfortunately, this giveaway has already concluded. Keep your eyes peeled for upcoming videos with this giveaways. It's usually a giveaway a month. Yeah, so it's pretty regular. So just kind of keep your eyes peeled. 437 feet, says Blaze. So I guess my estimate was 3 feet off. That's pretty good. Ashton says, all good. That's pretty awesome. Yep. Pretty cool. Todd and Brent, actually, I did a bonus giveaway. I gave away a shoe as well as the river. And Brent won the shoe, which is pretty funny. Justin number 2 says, Junior Worlds is coming up soon. I am playing lots of pro courses on the way. I do not think I am ready. LOL. You've got this. You've got this. Yeah. They're just over preparing you for how easy of a time you're going to have it during Junior Worlds. No, I hope you do great, man. It's going to be a really cool experience either way. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Doc says, Duja, are you sure it's not just on your page? It's possible there's something off with the post, but it is possible to post it publicly, or at least have it come to me and approve it to be posted publicly. So don't think you can post to someone else's post. It is a newer feature that the community can post on the community of someone's channel if they enable it. So like it should be working, and it's not. That's what I'm thinking here. Blaze says 390 is the short pin. Really? Long to short pin is 390? Or is the short pin the old long pin? Anyway. Dude just says, hear me out. On the community, we should be able to post videos of our own form for tweaks. I think that would be very interesting. I think that'd be very interesting. I don't think that with posts you can post videos. I think you can only post GIFs. But it would still be something. It would still be something to evaluate. Yeah. At the very least, I need to so overdue on this. I need to figure out and enable channel memberships and include something like form review, like a half hour of form review every month or something like that. I don't know. Something. We need to make a Discord. Yeah, Discord would be the way to do it. Discord would be perfect because then you can post your pictures and videos and chat about them instantly without the kind of delay of getting them uploaded to YouTube and having people eventually see it. Discord is the way to go. Oh, so you guys want me to make it? Coming soon-ish. So long story short, I'll just clarify this slightly. I was waiting for memberships until I had merch. My merch guy is not responding. I've reached out to him 3 times in the last couple months and still no response. I'm holding out hope that really soon I will get a reply. Not, I'm just going to have to go figure it out myself. So that is a element of the memberships that I've just been kind of waiting on, is getting merchandise so that can be included in different membership tiers. Also, just selling it in general would be good. But yeah, that's where I am. So, of the delay. Also, I'm kind of going insane, busy traveling, and I'm just getting back to normal. So, will happen. It's your job to do everything, Brad. Yeah, I know. Do I have permission to make one and send a link here? I need to think that through a little bit, Dujit. So think that's fine. I would just need to eventually have control over who is like a moderator and owner of it. That would just be like the main thing. And I don't know, I haven't done enough on Discord who owns, like who runs the kind of channel and moderation side of things. But if it's a Discord that you want to run, like that's all good. But if it's a birdie time Discord, then like ultimately I need the ability to kick people out who are being awful. So I guess that's a yes. Matthew says, is it common to forget how many throws you've made? I swear I can forget after the first throw. If you're not on the tee pad anymore, it's at least throw number 2. That's the main thing I can help you with. Other than that, yeah, it's common. You really got to start paying attention and remembering. Also, if you're forgetting how many throws, don't throw extra discs. You'll lose half your bag every single time you go play. Matthew says, I think Blaze meant 390 is short tee to long pin. That's my longest birdie on a par 3 ever. Okay, that makes sense. The short tee to the new long pin, 390 does make sense because I think it was like 300 plus to the long tee or the long pin previously. Yeah, that makes sense. Devin says, do you have any Discraft focus? I have Discraft, but I don't have any focuses. That's just a disc. How does the focus fly? Oh, is it a putter? Oh, I think I have had a focus. I don't have one right now, but I think I did have a focus. I don't know if I gave it to someone. I've used a focus before. It's been a while, but I don't have any in my collection right now. Dude just says, if I made it, I'd be owner, but I can make you an admin or something and let you handle it. Can't transfer ownership. Okay, I think admin is fine. So I would say, yeah, go for it. That's just fine. Also, did anyone see when the whole card was looking at a moth on a disc on the Jomez coverage? I have not watched that. That's funny. Everyone's just staring at a bug. Doc says, I feel like I have soft focus. Dude, we'll work on it. Awesome. And for my part, I need to work on my Spotify because I literally made it and I have still only put one song into the Spotify playlist. Super lame. Yeah, Discord would be cool. Devin says, if anyone has any, let me know. We can be in touch. Devin, on the lookout for focus. All right, Blaze is here to clarify. Jonesville, also 2 new pin positions, 16 and 17. Jonesville got another mini course called the Little Loop, 9 holes, all 120 to 170. I know what's wrong. I've been thinking of hole 16 because I knew about the new long position on 16. So I literally wasn't even thinking about hole 15 this whole time. I was thinking about 16. So yes, 15 short to short, or short to long is 390. And so short to long, 50 feet past, 437 feet. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. That makes sense. And 16 and 17 both have new long pin positions, I believe. 16 is long left, and 17 is like almost a 15's tee pads. Is that right? And I have heard of the Little Loop. It's really cool. See if Dujit's post is in studio mode. All right, I see it now. And it just says hello. Dujit is here in the community post and says hello. And that's it. Perfect test community post. Yep. The one and only Dujit. Nice. So it looks like I don't have to approve it. I can remove it, but I don't have to approve it. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. Seems studio mode people can see it, but not in regular mode. No idea why. Interesting. Matthew Kent, really like the new pin on 17. The new one on 16 has been tough for me. Getting it left into the woods is tough. That's very interesting because when they announced where they were putting it, I literally was like, that's where I miss all the time. Like I seem to always put it in the woods over there. So this is great. But then I was like, well, now I'm never going to put it in the woods. I don't know how far it is. It's probably further into the woods. Normally would tend to miss, but it would seem like I'd have a great throw and it would just swing across and then skip into the woods. And I'm like, dang it, I can't putt from here. But yeah, I have to get back to Jonesville and play. I'm coming down for the Chainhawk Open, so that's the plan. And never fear, I'm not coming back to MA1. I'm going straight into MPO. I'm very excited to try to play, try to land on a couple of pros. It'll be very, very cool. Very, very cool. It's a 20-foot gap, so if you're not in the 20-foot gap, you don't have the putt. Left-hand backhand players live in the rough, except for Luke. Yeah, Luke has a forehand for one thing. But yeah, my brother though throws the turnover really well, and his forehand doesn't exist and doesn't really have to exist. There's only a few shot shapes where he needs a forehand. Overwhelmingly, he can make the turnover work. So if you're determined enough, you can make it happen. Turnovers can happen. Yeah, 20 feet is a pretty small gap. Doc says, Brad, can you have your brother make a few videos? Oh, well. He does have a couple of videos. LHBH Disc Golf. He has Amateur Worlds, a couple of his rounds filmed last year. Also Blue Ridge Championship, a couple of rounds filmed. And our USDGC doubles up on his channel. So he doesn't have instructional content, but he has some very interesting stuff. So shout out to LHBH. Can I add somebody? I probably can't add somebody. No, I can't do that in the live chat. Yeah, shout out to my brother's channel. Where I am heavily featured. All right, he has 54 subscribers, so you could be number 55, Doc. Man, this laptop is so slow. I clicked on it and it is just, it puts the slow in sloading. Does it make any sense? Oh, put it in posts. Yes, I could post or I could copy the link if it would load. All right, there we go. Any big tournaments in January, February where you live? The Charlotte Roar Open is like the tail end of December, like 27th to the 29th-ish, right in there. So Charlotte Roar Open is a big B tier at the very end of the year. Queen City Gambit is more like March, April, or May even, maybe. Trying to think, very beginning of the year. It just feels like, because January is like it's like the sloppy month of the year where it just gets down below 40 and it's just kind of drizzling all the time. So it's really the time for big tournaments. There's got to be something in February though. There's got to be something. My brother would know. Doc says, should show your brother the Innova southpaw line. They go right instead of left. Left-handed discs, huh? I've heard rumors about left-handed discs. He's sponsored by Prodigy, so he can't throw any Innova anyway. Might still be angry about the April Fool's joke. Yeah, that's a bummer. I do love the dragon though. Yeah, of course. You gotta love the dragon. It's so good. Yeah, he's on the Prodigy street team, so he's all Prodigy. Matthew Dean says, do you play both-handed? I really don't. I'm just backhand dominant, right-hand backhand. But I was injured for a while, so I can throw left-hand backhand if absolutely essential. I would say my right-hand forehand is better though. So no, I don't use my left hand for really anything. It's it's okay. If I had to use it, I could. Nick says, do you have a specific song or artist you listen to before you disc to get you in the psyched level to perform at your best? So one of my favorite songs before I go disc golfing, before I compete, is Finish Line by Skillet. So Skillet has a lot of great songs, and as a Christian in particular, I find that their songs are not only like awesome, energetic beat and great music, but they kind of have a point and a purpose to their music. And Finish Line is very inspiring to me because it basically means uh, if you never give up, you're going to cross the finish line. Doesn't matter if you crawl across the finish line, like you're gonna finish. And it's very inspiring to kind of think about uh, going through life. You're probably gonna get like wrecked at some point, and it doesn't mean that you lose the race or you lose your competition. Like you might lose sometimes, but that you're going to give it your all no matter what the circumstance you find yourself in. So shout out to Skillet for being pretty good hype music for me. Other than Skillet, they're kind of the main one that I do like pre-tournament. I have some songs. I'll have to actually build out my Spotify, Birdietime Spotify playlist. I have a huge Amazon Music playlist that I listen to, including a disc golf playlist, but I can't like drop it into Spotify. I have to reproduce it. Kind of annoying. So I need to make that happen. Yeah. Doc says I had just started Brad and saw that was stupid excited. That's tough. I understand if you're very new that you could get got by that. Nick Doc says Nick mostly musicals or Dax. Fair enough. I would listen to songs by the musical Wicked. Not from the movie, from the musical, the Broadway musical. Very, very hype. Like pretty great. Listen to The Prodigy or RJ2D. I like it. The Prodigy, perfect for disc golf. I miss Skillet's cast iron here. His new stuff is all non-stick. Blaze says Brad's favorite song is What Else Can I Do from the movie Encanto. Encanto. It's a good movie. Was never like, I don't know, never hit me like it did for other people. Sounds legit. I'll tell everyone I know about that. Of course, of course. Doc says, Nick, what's your go-to music? Nick answered it like literally 5 chats ago. Doc totally missed it. Totally missed it. It's okay, Doc. Not always paying attention. You said and I just missed it. Yep. I even read it out loud. That's the funny part too, is I already read the chat out loud. It's all right, Doc. We forgive you. We forgive you. At least I assume. Maybe. So yeah. Shout out to Doc for sending me the shoe box. Through the shoes, found that they fly pretty well, but they're very flippy. They're definitely like they're either going right or they're going really far to the right. So that it's hard to kind of hyzer flip them too. I find that they were best thrown flat and just turning the whole time. I really struggle to like hit the hyzer flip line because they either seem to just turn and burn, even though I put a lot of hyzer on them, or they would just hold the hyzer and they never kind of seem to just flip up and drift or flip up and glide. But got a few birdies with them. It was a lot of fun to test them out. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know when. I did some filming. I don't know when, but I will be dropping a shoe review in the near future and doing a shoe giveaway of multiple shoes. 2 pairs of shoes probably. Well, I already gave one away. Maybe I'll just give away 3 and keep 2 for myself? Question mark. But yeah, that was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. Definitely an odd disc, similar to the Stingray I found. Let's see, where's my Stingray? So Stingray, yeah. Yeah, it feels a ton like the Stingray. So you see it has a very similar profile and it has a very similar like amount of, let me see. Like the rim width is very similar and a very similar angle. I know I'm just holding them here for like a long time. But yeah, when I was throwing it, the flight reminded me of the Stingray. And yeah, the rim shape is very, very similar to the Stingray. Very, very similar. Yeah. So in some ways, like in my hand, I didn't like how thin the rim was. Like I'm used to holding a wider rim or a deeper rim, but the shallow rim and thin was kind of odd. But at the same time, it added a unique flight path to it, and it seemed to leave the hand well. So it was like it wasn't like it was a bad disc. It just was odd feeling. Like I was like, I don't throw discs like this. Also, Doc sent me 6 of them. So I just have this stack of discs that I was taking out to the course. Oh, I forgot the base plastic shoe. I should give that one away as well. Or maybe this is the one I should keep. The keepsake in the fancy plastic. It's a very special disc. Nick said another salad choice, I'm guessing solid choice, is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song from 1992. There you go. That's about right. Do love the Stingray. Yep. Blaze says, enjoying my Eagle L a lot. Jealous. Jealous. I like the thin rims. I think because of hand issues, thick rims are hard for me to hold. Yeah, so if you like the thin rims, then it makes perfect sense that it's like a top tier mid-range for you, for sure. Yeah. Bag is to keep it from rubbing ink on other discs. Careful with it in your bag. Yeah, probably wouldn't bag the base plastic, probably. Yeah, probably wouldn't bag the base plastic. Yeah, it would be a special shelf disc, which Doc hates discs that are never thrown. So it would be ironic if he gave me a disc and I put it on the shelf. So I think I'm going to do that. Makes perfect sense. And the cicadas. I'm used to cicadas. I don't know what they are in Charlotte. Crickets or something that are really loud. I don't know. Oh, I'm getting a little tired. Oh. Oh, this is not comfortable at all. I don't even have a backrest here. Hey, Blaze with a 5. Thank you so much. Took the very last Eagle L sponsor. Sorry, not sorry. Good night. I go to sleep. Blaze, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate you. And hopefully we can play disc golf together again soon. It's been way too long, even though you were just here. I hope that you enjoy the Eagle L. I'm sure it flies better for you than it would for me, but I also wish that I had one. So thanks a lot. Doc says, Brad, I gave to you. You can literally do what you want. Send a trash panda to recycle. I mean, it will hurt, but you do you, man. Doc says, Blaze's favorite song, Sorry Not Sorry, from Six the Musical. All right, I'll just skip on that. Dude just says, almost done with the channels and stuff. Just got to get a mod bot and stuff set up. Also, some roles for members. Be done in about 30 minutes. Man, Dujit put in the work. What a legend. Also, if you didn't hear me, Dujit, I did find your community post that just says hello. It has one like. Wait. Yep, it has one like, and it's me. But heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. That's great. I look forward to it. At least you saw it. Yes, I saw it. Yep. I think maybe it just took about 15 minutes to approve it. I don't know if that's the case or not, but it would make a little bit of sense if there's a mild delay in posting it. Doc says can only see the post on creators mode. So you can only see it on creators mode. Interesting. Interesting. I'll have to look into it more, see if there's any settings that can be changed or tweaked or anything like that. Yeah, I'll take a look. Strange. Studio mode, whatever it's called. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even have like studio mode for me is basically analytics for the channel. So that's very strange. I just got a comment. I don't usually check my notifications. I just got a comment that says, "What's this? Frisbee? I think he's trying to reconcile disc golf with golf. I have to find the right emoji for this. All right. I usually don't reply to comments during live streams, but I felt like it. Doc says, "You kids and your fancy words. Still can't see Digit's post. All I see is Brad's post 3 days ago. Brad's longest putt unlocked at 19 feet. 19 feet. 98 feet. Thanks for nothing." Let me see. It should just be fine. It shouldn't be limited to just me. Visibility is public. Visibility is public on the viewer post. So I'm not sure. It should be a little bit different than, yeah, so it should be like under community, there should be a section called viewer posts. Oh, I guess that is in my studio. Doc says, "Blaze, can you check posts, see if you see it?" I think Blaze is asleep. Blaze peaced out. He said, "Enough of these guys." All right, let me see if I can see it. Yep, that is mine. Yeah, I don't see. Man, I really am getting tired. Interesting, interesting, interesting. It's a new feature. I'm really not surprised. Checking your other YouTube account, Soup Boy. I have like 5 different YouTube accounts. Thank you very much. Most of them are not here on this laptop because this laptop is not the one that I use for the most part because it's terrible and slow. Yeah, I don't see a tab for viewer community. What is it? Viewer posts. Soup Boy, Soup Junior, Soup Man, Soup Youth, and Brad. Painful. Just painful. Yeah, that's weird. I'll have to look into it later. Oh well. Oh. Well, honestly, I'm good to keep going for a while, but I'm pretty tired. We ran the giveaway. It was successful. I don't really have any news. I don't really have anything like big to talk about. Nothing huge is upcoming. I still have like 6 videos to edit. So yeah, I'm just kind of in the middle of it all. Nick says, "Okay, gotta go. Talk to you later. Have a great night and God bless all. Have a good night." Thanks for hopping on and hanging out with us for so long, Nick. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. Forgot Guru Discs 14. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, let me see. I think I'll be Trying to live stream some gaming this week. Hopefully twice this week, but at least once. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll try to actually post uh, on the Birdie Time channel that it's happening and not just started on the Birdie Time Gaming. That would be a good idea. Something I messed up last time. Shocker. I made a mistake. Huh. Weird. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I've just got stuff to edit. Nick says Romans 12:21. I don't have that memorized off the top of my head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. I do have that memorized, but not the reference. Thank you again, Nick. Last gaming night was fun. Brad kept getting shot down by everyone. Y'all come out. Gotta come by and chat. I only got killed a few times. I'm trying to remember it. I mostly just did quests. It was actually like, it was fun, but it was kind of like a little bit boring. Like I barely got into any fights at all. But I do think I got wrecked by something. Anyway, it's pretty fun. Should definitely join. It's a good time. Yeah. Brad was trying to steal and not doing too well. That is so true. I could not figure out stealing. Mama taught him too well. I mean, I think the last time that I stole was possibly middle school. I'm sure that I've ended up keeping something that wasn't mine on accident. But like the last time that I stole something with a malicious, like not from a buddy to just mess with him, but like stole something, it was probably middle school. But I had a problem in elementary school for sure. But yeah, my parents kind of worked that out of me, and I'm very grateful for that because I'm not as terrible of a person as I could have been, as I was going to be. Stole a picture out of a book. Still think about that and feel bad. Store went out of business 30 years ago. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's weird. Some things that just kind of stick with us. Like, why did I do that? Like, that was so silly, so stupid, so horrible. Maybe even I was a youngin. 30 years ago. I mean, you were still like 40 back then. All right, I am getting pretty tired. 8:48. I don't know. You know what? I'm feeling content. I'm feeling very content with the stream. I think it's a good point to stop. So if anybody has any more questions or anything to chat real quick, go ahead and shout it out before I end the stream. I'm going to end it in like 2 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I lost Wi-Fi on my laptop. A young 40. Ramapo, great stuff. New here to the live. Have seen some of the content, though. 86 born Discer here. Nice, awesome. 86. So yeah, just about 10 years older than me. Nice, dude. That's awesome. So welcome. I guess congrats on making it to MA/MP40 optional if you want to compete in those divisions. But that's really cool. Thanks for hopping on for a little bit. I happen to be getting off. I'm about to end the live stream, but I live stream every week at 6:30 p.m. EST. So join us next week. I usually go for about 3 hours, and today just a little bit tired and going to be ending it soon. Short of 2.5. It's actually one of my shorter ones. Yep, haha, play for fun mostly on the weekends, but enjoy your journey. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'm glad that you enjoy the sport. It's really cool to connect with people who are like across the country, across the world. Some people who take it really seriously, some people who just playing casually for fun. It's really cool that we can share it together. Yeah, that's really awesome. Doc says, glad you didn't just straight up hate the shoes. No, it's definitely off season. Try rolling it. No, it's definitely a good disc. It's just not a disc that makes my bag, but that's fine. Like most of these discs don't make my bag. So yeah, you know, it's not like my new favorite disc, but it was a lot of fun to throw. I threw a few with it. They're good discs. Yeah. Could you say competitive instead of serious? I feel I'm serious about it even if I have more fun. That's a good point. Uh, I guess technically what I mean by serious is I mean, hold on, there's a bug. Sorry, that was a bug, not a feature. Yeah, I mean, technically, I mean serious as in competitively serious, but I get your drift. You are serious about disc golf, but not serious about competitively excelling at your highest potential in tournaments and events. You know my old man nap. Hey, Todd, you won, man. You seriously won. You won the river, yes. Ramapo says, yes, and the community is super helpful and friendly. Always call the numbers. Cheers. Yes, amen. Yeah, call the numbers. And I'm so glad your experience with the community has been good. Yes, Todd. And I specifically said it. I specifically said, Todd left after you won. I was like, this is hilarious because Todd left a comment saying, this is my comment. I expect to win. And you very confidently were correct. And what's even funnier is I decided to do a bonus giveaway and give away a shoe, and Brent won. So you and Brent took the discs this week. You love the river? Oh, dude. Now you just need a lake and an ocean. Yeah, there you go, Doc. And a berg to go in your ocean. That's so funny, but it's okay. Sponsored by Doc. I should have made that more clear. Sponsored by Doc. That's so fun. Gave the river that Todd won, and then Brent won the shoe as a bonus. Berg is a great disc. Yeah, man, it's hilarious. It's pretty great. It's a nice little surprise. Well, I am winding down the stream and I'm about to end it. But yes, congrats, Todd. And yeah, I'll get you, I'll chat with you and get a place to send the river. And I'm sure you're going to really like this. I mean, the plastic is sweet. It's sweet. But you have to shout me out every time you throw it on camera. Yes, wonderful day. Yes. Prefer you didn't mention my name. I'm happy with anonymity. All right. Scrape off that ink so it's clear. Yep, yep. Yeah, man, I'll get that to you soon. Yeah, yeah. Give me those shout outs. Heck yeah. You need to funnel all of your followers to me. Anyway, it's been great, guys. I'm gonna end the stream, but again, congrats, Todd. I'll get that sent to you soon. I just need to change the ink in my printer. I found out by trying to send a disc off a couple days ago. Yeah, so I got to get that fixed, but otherwise, coming soon. With every car I hit, Brad's fault. Printer ink is a nightmare. Yeah, we need to see you post pictures of it going 400 feet, Todd. That would be pretty legendary. All right, guys. A lot of fun. Catch you later. Peace out.